indeed. Could indeed. And speaking of those Danes, this is largely the Sashi you know and love from last season with one new addition. Zyphon coming over from that uh, ESM, I guess we'll call it a project. Never really got off the ground. He's replacing Mister in this lineup. So Zyphon looking to bring in a little bit more experience perhaps than Mister brought to the table. But this is kind of the who's of Danish players who couldn't last on Astralis. You've got Lucky, you've got Altex, you had Mister, you have Hunden in the coaching role, and then there's Kabi, Iceberg, and Zyphon rounding that one out. So a classic Danish smattering, but a team that's always been able to compete at a higher level, it feels like, than the sum of their parts. I think they've always been able to test some really good teams. So I'm curious to see how they handle 500. We got the veto on our screen. We're going to be playing Nuke. That's Sashi's pick. Mirage from 500 and Ancient as our decider. What do you make of this, Alan?
I wanted to see Train. I'm not seeing Train, and that alone is disappointing. But yeah, otherwise, I'm not massively surprised on where this veto is headed. I guess off the back of some moves and obviously fresh season, it's harder for the teams to know how they're going to pick into these maps, but I see no reason why it can't be a very competitive series.
Can't be indeed. I think that the interesting thing is that 500 has had more recent success. I guess Sashi, honestly, having seen them a lot this last summer, sort of that stint qualifying through. I know they made an appearance at EWC. They gave some teams some trouble at various stints along the way. I had high hopes. I think that
Yes.
you know, they're dangerous, right? And they tend to be a team that plays to a game plan, that plays to a counter. I mean, we've known this with Hunden rosters. Say what you will about some of the other things Hunden's been up to. He's always been able to produce competitive Counter-Strike teams. So